Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 17th of August. My disclaimer: I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, and I'm not here to shoot trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, we've got slightly mixed signals here. Well, I'll go through it. But I mean, ES, we don't have a sell signal here. We do have a potential level top. NQ, we've got a potential level top as well, and we've got a 6-minute sell signal which has not made target yet, and I think we've got another open one on the case. Now there's only two of them, but nonetheless. RTY, possible double top here too. YM never actually made it up for that retest here. I'd redrawn this as a possible larger bull flag here, but that flag is starting to break down. If it breaks down hard, then actually this could be a topping pattern. So I'm wondering, I'm not thinking about a huge reversal here, but I am wondering if we're going to see some retracement today. What I would say is, in terms of the timings, we've got a bullish day, leaning day historically, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. That needs to be borne in mind, but I've got to say it's looking more ambiguous on the ground. DAX is pretty close to the highs, ESTX pretty close to the highs, Nikkei obviously the head and shoulders here, and this is the first one of those three big bearish patterns to break. Other two aren't showing much sign of it so far, but this one has broken up with a target at a retest of the high. But short term, it's got a 6-minute sell signal fix, and we've got one of those on NQ as well. All right, looking at the bigger picture charts on ES. Yes, obviously the daily middle band has turned up. The bands have been expanding. We can go up, but what I would say is we've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing on ES and SPX, and we've got another one on the Qs. We don't have one on IWM. We lost divergence on that on Friday, but I got to say I'm wondering about some retracement here, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see some. And one bad day here would fix these signals, which are good signals, which will generally make target. Not always. There's one that failed right here, but generally speaking, yes. In terms of the hourly charts, not a lot to see. In terms of the Qs, possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing here, and it's a peach. The diamond top is not showing any signs of breaking down here at the moment. Tech has been lagging in this move up. So the question is, what is driving this move up? I mean, obviously we had some decent looking earnings. Some of the tech stocks are doing all right. In terms of the Philadelphia semiconductor index, we've got a little bit of negative divergence there on the RSI 5, and at the moment we've got back up to a back test of the 50 DMA, and at the moment it's stalled there. This is showing no signs of breaking this head and shoulders and going back up to the highs, so, well, that has me wondering. In terms of Dire, I did note that I'm going to be doing a post today, and that's going to be looking at the trend lines above. Dire has already hit the obvious trend line and has, and at that moment, stopped being the strongest of the indices and started being the weakest. That is interesting. I'm still wondering about a retest of the high, but we could go a little lower first, and I've got my eye on a possible back test of the daily middle band at 529.29. Looking at the IWM chart, we lost divergence on the RSI 5 there. I've got a possible resistance trend line up here, which I'm watching, and I've got that in about the 312, 313 area at the moment. Not a lot to see on hourly or 15-minute, but except very nice looking double top here, and a bit of negative divergence on the hourly. On DAX, we've got, we are testing a big trend line here, and I'm wondering about resistance there. Nikkei, the head and shoulders has failed, and there's no really obvious pattern that could be an alternate, so I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of this high sometime in the next couple of weeks. All right, great. Let's have a look at the dollar. Now, the dollar on the bigger picture last night, I was talking about this double bottom that should broken up was failing, and it fell. But that set up a potential large double bottom, and we have a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, and we got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing on Euro. We got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing on GBP USD. We got a possible buy signal brewing on USD CAD, and we got a possible Do we have a sell signal? Yeah, we got a sell signal brewing on NZUSD. These are all supporting a rally on the dollar here, and I'm wondering if we are going to see that. Looking at ZB, this looks like a bearish consolidation for a retest of this low, and the bigger picture is suggesting lower. ZN, again, looks like a bearish consolidation. This double bottom showing no sign of making target at the moment. Looking at oils, really, my interpretation of this is a flag, and the obvious place to go would be to go back and retest this high here at about the 95.2 area. CL, I'd be looking not quite as strongly for that, but I've got a targeted retest of this high here in the 93.2 area. On HO, we have already made higher highs. On RBOB, this little flag has played out into target here, pretty much making this IHS target. I rolled this and HO into October at the weekend, of course. I'm wondering about a retest this high here. We are starting to see shortages of diesel, particularly, but gasoline won't be far behind. And when we do, and I have to say, one thing I would say about the administration is they're in many areas not particularly competent. They've done a pretty good job of keeping a lid on oil prices. But while they've been doing that, they've been doing absolutely nothing really to stop the war. And it's the war which is draining oil prices. I put in a chart this morning about the effect that the Houthi blockade has had on Saudi oil flows, and of course that's put more pressure on it. It does appear that everyone was lying about their oil stocks. The government, the administration has been managing expectations, making deals with China for them to buy less, etc., etc., etc. But these all are temporary. The stocks are still falling. The question is, and the cloudier question is, where exactly does this cause problem? We don't know yet. But as there's no current prospect of the conflict ending, then realistically it's a matter of time. NG, this is, we had a weak buy signal fail, sorry, a 60-minute buy signal possible near miss target, and then we've got another weak 60-minute buy signal which is fixed. This double bottom that broke up looks as though it is failing. If so, we'd see it retest this low here, which is not far below. GC, consolidating after a breakup from a big double bottom, same on SI, same on Palladium, leaning higher on all of these. On Platinum, we don't have an obvious reversal pattern, but we could form one, maybe an IHS. HG, we've got a beautiful nested double top here, and we will see how that develops. All right, KC, bullish consolidation for a retest this high in all probability. SB, this looks like a bullish consolidation at the moment, 60-minute sell signal fixed on CC. This looks like a bullish consolidation before we go back up and retest this high. On lumber, still wondering about a test of the main support trend line here. We'd need to go down another 30 points to do that, I think, but made significant progress to the downside already, may well manage that. 60-minute buy signal fix, that's not really delivered a lot so far. CT, we've got a possible double top here, and ideally this would continue going higher, but we've also got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing, so I'm watching that. CW, double bottom has broken up with a target in the 703.04 area. I rolled KC on CC and ZW all into December at the weekend as well. Corn, double bottom's broken up with a target 491.75. Soy, double bottom's broken up with a target 12.04 area and getting close. ZL, don't really have anything obvious happening here, but I think the obvious next bigger picture target would be a retest of this high here at about the 74.7 area. Looking at live cattle, the double bottom that broke up failed, went back into a retest of the low, and we've still got an open head and shoulders with a target in the 204.45 area. HE, leaning towards seeing a retest of this low here, which is at about 79.5 area before much of significance further happens. So we shall see. All right, great. In that case, well, we have no questions. I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, cheers.